Chapter 13. In that day there shall be a fountain opened to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for purification and for sprinkling. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land. And it shall come to pass that, when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begot him shall say unto him, You shall not live, for you speakest lies in the name of the Lord. And his father and his mother that begot him shall thrust him through when he prophesies. And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophet shall be brought to shame, every one through his vision, when he prophesieth. Neither shall they wear a hairy mantle to deceive. But he shall say, I am no prophet, I am a tiller of the ground, for I have been made a bondman from my youth. And one shall say unto him, What are these wounds between your hands? Then he shall answer, Those which I was wounded in the house of my friends. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is near unto me, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and he shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And it shall come to pass, that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will answer them. I will say, It is my people, and they shall say, The Lord is my God. All right, we're going to go back up to verse 1, and we are just continuing in last chapter 12. At the bottom, we kept getting in this day, and this understanding, and then the understandings given to us that it will be in. We've come down to this period of mourning, and in this understanding that it is in mourning, and this great mourning that has been going on for a great amount of time, for it would be a great mourning, as if the loss of the firstborn. And the whole land's mourning, and God has separated now, and the separations would be in the families, in the clans, these tribes as they were, these ones who were born, and they are separated out accordingly, and their wives, all their understandings are separated from them too, as we will find out. And it would be in this understanding that we'd be picking this up in verse 1. In that day there shall be a fountain open to the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for purification and for sprinkling. And it would be in that understanding, that great understanding, that all these things have been separated out, that God did that. God has a way to separate, see? And that's what God teaches us in the beginning, to separate even ourselves. And in that understanding, that it's separated, there shall be a fountain opened up in the house of David and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem for purification and for sprinkling. And there, in that understanding, there will be a fountain opened up. And this fountain that's opened up, a fountain is actually, here we're talking about a well, and a well has to be dug, and from it we're going to bring up this water. There's an understanding that's going to come out of it. And to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and it will also be for the inhabitants of Jerusalem, that place of peaceful teachings and these teachings of peace. It will be for purification and for sprinkling. And I believe King James Version says for sin here and for uncleanliness. And that's a little closer to what it probably means. And what it does, it is for the sprinkling, and we're going to find out it's for the purifying. It's to purify or to make clean, or to make known even to And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will cut off the names of the idols out of the land, and they shall no more be remembered. And also I will cause the prophets and the unclean spirit to pass out of the land. And in that understanding that there's a fountain opened up, something's been dug up. We can use it to purify. We can use it to witness, even as understanding. And in that day, God's going to cut off all the idols out of the land, all these idols, and this is idolatry. This is those things that even make themselves known as idolatry. Law number 2, God give us, it plainly says, you shall not make you any image. This law is further explained what these images could possibly be, but any is inclusive of anything we can see. He says, I am the Lord your God, and you shall have no image before me. And they shall no more be remembered. And also, as well, I will cause the prophets, the unclean spirit, to pass out of the land. And these prophets, these would be those speakers that have an unclean spirit. Their understanding wasn't purified. They don't really have any understanding of what they are liars, teachers for gain, teachers of their own understanding and their own knowledge. They do not teach the law of God, which he gave you in the beginning. 3, and it shall come to pass that when any shall yet prophesy, then his father and his mother that begot him shall say unto him, you shall not live, for you speak lies in the name of the Lord. And his father and his mother that begot him shall thrust him through when he prophesies. And it shall come to pass, because it would cause that when they shall prophesy, or when they should speak, it would make themselves known. Then his father and his mother, these are those that begot him or give birth to him. His father is that which he came from, and his mother would be the understanding or the reflection of his father that begot him. They would say, you shall not live, because you speak lies in the name of the Lord. They are teachers of lies, and this is how they make themselves known for. And it shall come to pass in that day, in that understanding, that the prophets shall be brought to shame, every one through his vision, when he prophesieth, neither shall they wear a hairy mantle to deceive. And it shall come to pass in that day, and that understanding that these false prophets, are cut off, that God's going to cut off them and return a pure language. That's what it is. It's a pure understanding of God's knowledge, even that which he put in your heart from the beginning. And they ain't going to be able to, and through that, they're just brought to shame. They're brought to ignorance. Their ignorance and their lies show forth easy enough. When we have understanding of the truth, then it's easy enough to see what a lie is. And they ain't going to wear a hairy mantle to deceive. And a hairy mantle to deceive is an outer garment of, or this outer covering, we'll find out, that was created in fear. And this is a covering of fear to deceive, and using that to try to create fear within you, and that you might come to it. 5, but he shall say, I am no prophet, I am a tiller of the ground, for I have been made a bondman from my youth. And he shall say, I am no prophet, I ain't a prophet. No, I ain't a prophet, I am a tiller of the ground, or a worker, for I've been made a bondman from my youth. I have been caused to serve even from my youth, and we're going to find out how he's been caused to serve. And if we go to the King James Version here, it says, I am an husbandman, and that is what a husbandman is a worker. And for man taught me to keep cattle from my youth. And this here is it should say Adam, and that's what man is, Adam. Has taught me not to keep cattle, not to keep cattle, but has taught me to acquire. See, they have taught me to acquire, to gain. We'll go look at the word cattle. It's kana. That word is kana. To get, acquire, create, buy, possess. What? From my youth, since I was young, men have taught me how to do this, and that's what goes on in the world today. These understandings that you can have this and you can have that if you will work, and we'll find out it's all been the teachings of lies. And 6, and one shall say unto him, what are these wounds between your hands? Then he shall answer, those with which I was wounded in the house of my friends. And that it would be these wounds, and we'll find out these are going to be like blisters where he's been helping them till, helping them plow. These wounds are that which is received through working, and that's what it is. Those which I was wounded in the house of my friends, or aiding those. This word is achab. Achab is, I translated as the brother of my father. It is those of love, those that I love. These would be translated here as friends, but it would be those that I love. I was wounded helping those that I love, aiding those, and we're going to find out it wasn't plowing, he was swinging a sword. 7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that is near unto me, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. Awake, awake, wake up, O sword, and that sword is going to be the word. See, and that judgment that comes out of it. Against my shepherd, against this one who has served, against this one who has worked, this one who has watched over, and against the man that is near unto me. And this man that was near unto me, this one that God was using, saith the Lord of hosts, smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered. Smite the shepherd, because we remember this was be the shepherd that was raised up, who was going to leave the sheep. And I will turn my hand upon the little ones. And God will return his hand, come back to the little ones, and God will watch over them. 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, and that's all of it, saith the Lord, 2 parts. Now witness these 2 parts, these portions here, therein, that shall be cut off and die, because we will be able to witness them. And the third shall be left therein. And the third, we're going to find out, is the witness. It is the one that will complete the witness even. It shall be left, and when the time it's on the left, we're going to use it in an aid. And that is to help support, and it is a witness as well. 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will answer them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. And I will bring the third part through the fire. God's going to bring the third part through the fire. Third, and see, that's that third portion, that part. That's what a part is. It's a portion. Remember, the 2 portions were destroyed, and 1 portion was kept. That's that remnant God always trying to preserve. See, God does it. God does it. And This third portion is that third witness. That's the completes it, to make it known, to confirm it even. And it will come through the fire, and that's the judgment. And will refine them as silver. And I will refine them as silver, God says, through his judgment. That is that which passes through the fire. It is the fire. The silver is that which passes through and is refined. That was the generation that had been caused to pass through, that was dedicated for that purpose. And I will try them as gold is tried. And I will try them, purify them as gold is purified, make it known. See, God put the law in your heart in the beginning. And when we hear it, we know it's the Word of God. And I will answer them. I will answer them. And I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my God. And these that witness, these that see, these that have understanding that God done this great work in all the earth. We're going to move forward. Chapter 14. Turn and return.